Iran has sunk over $100 billion into its search for nuclear capabilities and indeed for nuclear weapons. And let's look at who Fkhri Zadeh was. He was a weapons specialist, a nuclear weapons specialist. The only person that the Iranian regime wouldn't allow to speak to the IAEA was Mr. Fkhri Zadeh, who was the weapons specialist who was developing the mass murder capabilities of the Iranian regime.
Well, first of all, there's no evidence that Iran ever attempted to produce nuclear weapons. The IAEA has been deeply involved in Iran's nuclear program, and after the nuclear deal, the most intrusive inspections in the world have been carried out in Iran for years, and there's never been any evidence that Iran made such an attempt. In fact, Iran, which has the most advanced military technology in the region, and we've seen that how it has been used against the American al-Assad base, if Iran, which has that technological capability, if they wanted to produce a nuclear weapon, they would have done so years ago. The only regime that has nuclear weapons in this region, with the support and help of the United States, is the apartheid regime in Palestine. And the nonsense about Iran spending $100 billion for developing nuclear weapons, obviously such a person doesn't even know what $100 billion means. And of course, the reason why the IAEA was not allowed to speak to the scientist is because that he was the deputy, he was not within their scope of authority to speak to, just like they are not allowed to speak to the president or a minister. So again, I think people who don't understand how the IAEA works and international law and the relationship between the IAEA and Iran, you know, when they say $100 billion were spent and they just say words that don't have much meaning, when they say this sort of thing, they
keep talking about how the regime is starving their people and spending money on nuclear weapons.
We're talking these people, and you know they cannot tolerate other people speaking, so they have to interrupt. Just like they silence the Palestinian people in Gaza because they're a supremacist regime.